Hello, and welcome to Flashback Friday, where I take a look at a 80s film and give it a review, and today I'm talking about the 1982 John Carpenter classic, The Thing, starring, what the hell's his name? Kurt Russell. Alright, so just a little preference. I've never seen this movie before. It's my first time seeing it, and I gotta say, this movie is awesome. I really enjoyed this movie. First off the bat, I really enjoyed it. The story is about this group of people who come to the Arctic. I don't know if they ever said why they were there. They're there for something. And they get stranded, and this alien entity they find is there, and it's taking over people's bodies. So right away, if you're Norwegian, this movie's going to be spoiled for you because they have this Norwegian guy come out. And he's yelling in Norwegian. And if you speak Norwegian, you're going to find out right away that the dog is infected by the thing. Now, it's shown later, but if you're Norwegian and you're watching this film, you're going to be like, oh, wait. Oh, it's a dog. I don't know a Norwegian accent. Oh, it's a dog. It's the dog. He's saying it's the dog. You know, I can't, I don't know Norwegian, but I'm just saying. And it's that idea that you're stranded in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know, because it's Antarctica. In the middle of nowhere, it's freezing cold. Anyone can be this thing. And they capitalize on that. You know, they even have this experiment where they take and they heat up, they use a flamethrower thing to heat up this wire, and they use it because they find out that, you know, the blood is also part of the creature. So they figure if you do that, it's like the creature's being attacked. And there's an effective jump scare, but it's an effective, very effective jump scare, is where, you know, this character of Gary, he's been like said, oh, you're the creature, you're this thing, because you're the only one that had the keys. So all this time you're thinking, okay, it's Gary, it's in it. And then all of a sudden, no, it's someone else. It's Palmer. They're like, okay, Palmer, you're next. And then he's like, I'm going to save you for last, talking to Gary. And then all of a sudden, thing comes out. It's a great scare because you don't expect it. I didn't. Because I'm like, okay, so it has to be Gary, right? And then when Palmer's thing pops up and he just starts going and changing into the thing, my God. The one I did expect is when he is the famous one where he uses the heart, what you call them, the clear, those things. And it comes out. I knew that one. But just, I did not expect that. And it's great. John Carpenter knows how to create that kind of, you know, create tension, especially in this film, and he does it very well. And that, you know, there's already tension between them, and they think for sure that Gary is one of them because he's the only one that has access to the keys. And then, boom, it's Palmer, and you know, and he kills Windows and they're forced to kill him, you know, and then they find out that this other guy, played by Wilford Brimley, he's actually one of them too, which they're not sure. And then they find he's building a ship, and then the audience sees that he's actually one of them because he kills Niles or another one of them, whatever. And yeah, just it's that idea that you don't know who's a thing and who's not. There's a thing in the middle of the film where Niles, he finds MacReady's coveralls thrown in the furnace or something, and he's just like, you know, but is MacReady one of them? No, I think it was a misdirection. You know, I think John Carpenter put that in as a misdirection, and he said, hey, they're gonna think it's MacReady, that's gonna allow them to fight, and it's actually Palmer, which is out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And one thing about the ending has the two remaining characters, MacReady, played by Kurt Russell, and Childs, played by Keith David. And they're there, and they're the only ones left. And neither of them, one of them, know which if one of them is the thing or not. And you know, Childs had disappeared for like almost the end of the climax there, and he showed up and said that he thought he found Wilford Brimley's character, but got lost and stuff like that. Now, there's an important thing to note here, and that's that McCready, it's really cold. You can see the air coming from McCready's mouth. Not from Child's mouth, though. There's nothing. There's nothing coming out of his mouth. It's really cold. You see the air coming out. You can't. And McCready offers Childs a drink, which people have theorized that it's actually gasoline, and he gives it to Childs, and Childs drinks it, and he's just fine. He doesn't get sick or anything. And then McCready starts laughing. I'm like, okay, maybe there's some traction to this. It's never fully said who is and who's not. There's also a theory that McCready's actually a second thing, that there's actually two there. But the way McCready acts throughout the film, he's probably not infected. But you never know with Childs. And it's left ambiguous on purpose. John Carpenter did it on purpose, so you would not know definitively who was the thing. And I think it's an effective ending, because it just ends with the camera moving out, and you see the destruction of everything, and it's happened. They blew up the fucking place, and now they're stuck, out there. So, yeah, it's the effects, okay? Finish with the ending. The ending is very effective in that way. So you don't know. You're not for sure. I think I've kind of figured out maybe Childs is one of them. And, McCready's, credo is that he'd rather them both die than one of those things get out into the living. But here's the thing. They already said earlier that if it gets too cold, the thing's just going to go dormant again. So maybe he's watching, but will he die before Childs goes dormant? That's the thing. Who knows? You never know what's going on in the ending. Let's talk about the effects. The effects in this film are amazing. John Carpenter, whoever he had to do the effects, special visual effects, Albert Whitlock, special makeup effects, Rob Bottin. So yeah, they did a very good job with the effects. The creature effects were very good. And they're amazing effects. And I know they did a prequel to this in 2011. I know it was mostly CGI or whatever. If you're having an argument of what's better, CGI, practical, you pull out this movie and say, watch this and tell me practical effects aren't effective. Tell me they're crap. Because after you watch this movie, you will not say that. Guys, this movie is great. I really, really love this movie. When this movie first came out, there was like it got negative reviews, and I don't understand it. This movie is awesome. This is a first for me. I've never given a first-time watch a perfect score, but it's getting a 10. It's getting an absolute 10 for me. I love this movie. It's an absolute classic. Drum Dums. Lee, you were right. Here's my thing. Quickly. Here is that I bought this movie last Saturday, right? That very same Saturday, Drum Dumps posted his revisited review for John Carpenter's The Thing. And I commented in the video. I haven't watched it yet because I wanted to watch this going in, with minimal knowledge. I'm going to watch it after this. And I said to him, I said, talk about irony, Lee. I just bought John Carpenter's The Thing today. And here you are putting out a review. And he responded with, you just bought a masterpiece, my friend. And he was right. This is a masterpiece. It gets a 10. I love this movie. What are your thoughts on John Carpenter's The Thing? In the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.